Alright, this video is for all my LTC friends, my brothers and sisters in the trenches. I'm at Denver's Wash Park, just ran. It is so gorgeous. I'm just going to show you guys how beautiful this is. All these Christs out here. Well, there's just one Christ. And that peak, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a 14,000 foot peak right out there across the pond. It's about 25 miles away from here, so maybe 30. But it's 14,000 feet high. That's really tall. It's like, what's that? I don't know. It's like almost 10,000 feet higher from where I'm at right now. So I was listening to some Christian music on my run, which really gets you in that heart space. And one of the practices I do, call it a practice, is I just bless everybody that I pass. And it feels so good. Just knowing that that's me. And you're just blessing yourself. Every time I do it, I just feel so much light and so much love. But the message I wanted to tell you all, in a lot of the course terminology, the course language, phraseology, it talks about spirit as our friend, and spirit is something separate from ourselves. And I heard it in these songs I was listening to. And at some point, what starts being seen and realized is that you are spirit. Like, there's nothing here that's not spirit. And what you are, what you realize yourself to be, is spirit awake in the dream. And guys, let me just tell you, that's the money shot. That's the position that's the spot where you came here to get to. It's for spirit to be awake in the dream. Not Jason's awake in the dream. Because spirit knows that Jason is just another part of the dream. Right? What's awake here is spirit in the dream. The Jason's going to get burned up. He's on his way out. In fact, he was never really here at all. He was just a communication device for spirit. And guys, that's what we all are. We're all communication devices for spirit. And whether you see it now or know it now or not, this is coming. If you're going to continue to do this work, this ACIM work, this work that we do, you're going to realize yourself to be spirit in the dream, which means that this is really just spirit's dream. There's nothing here that can hurt you. There's nothing here that you don't want here. There's nothing here that you haven't put here intentionally for yourself. And I'm using capital U, capital yourself. We can think of it as kind of a clumsy analogy would be your hand falling asleep or some limb falling asleep and then waking back up, and it's tingly, right? It hurts. And that's kind of like how waking up is here in this dream, at least initially, right? It hurts, it tingles, it stings. But eventually that wears off, or it stops. And it's not suffering anymore. And what I wanted to tell you all during my run is just how good that feels. Like to wake up in the dream, you know, and it feels good because you realize that all the stories, you know, your life, right? The achievements, the disappointments, the relationship that you love, the relationship that you hate, they're all just stories. Like, whether the ego thinks this is a shitty lifetime and you've really fucked up, or whether your ego thinks this is the best lifetime ever, I'm winning. It's all equally the dream. It's all equally unreal. And when you can let all that go, there's just peace and joy and happiness in every moment. And it's amazing because you just exude that. Like your idea, I'll just say spirit's idea of itself here in this dream, it kind of catches fire, and it glows, and it just beams and shines on everyone and everything, and they all feel it. And it's just reflected right back. It's just reflected right back at us. And it's funny because from this vantage point, like, there's not even an us. There's only one spirit. Like, we communicate and we talk in terms of me and them, and we give each other names and all this, but from this space, there's just spirit. It's all just you. There is no one else in the dream. Everyone in the dream is you. Everything in the dream is you. And then from that point, there's safety and security that you didn't even know existed. And it's just everywhere. It's holding you, it's holding everything. You can't shake it. It can't be harmed or affected. And then it's just a matter, moment by moment, day by day, of discovering what spirit wants to do. What does spirit want this dream to be about? What's spirit want to do in this dream? It's spirit's dream, after all. And we just kind of learn that moment by moment. Maybe every now and then we get a big glimpse or some vision, an idea, and that might guide us in the moment. But you never know what spirit's gonna want until it's wanted, until it happens. Then we get to know, or at least think we know. You never really know. You can just have an experience of thinking you know something, and that's as good of an experience as any. It's so beautiful. Well, we'll see how this turns out. Love y'all so much. Not many of people would get these videos, this kind of video. But you all might. You will. You might get it now, and if you don't get it now, you will. Just keep showing up. That's all. Just keep showing up. The Course does us. We don't do the Course. The one who thinks it's doing the Course will eventually reveal that doesn't exist. That thing it thinks it is. The thing that thinks it's a doer. The Course is done. It even says that. It's already done. So be done. Be done. Because this is it. You're already here. It's already here. Love y'all.